His phone's connected to the iPad, and he was talking to other girls, and he had pictures with other girls. So he was cheating on her essentially when they were living together. He wanted someone like Jay, I think, because he was still in love with my friend. Honestly, I don't think he got over it.
She tell me, Mark lied me. I go back to Paris. I can't stay.
Mark's innocent, lovable personality is about to get ripped to pieces. You see, now that the weekend with his family is over, Mark, Mina and baby Maria are jumping back on his plane to fly to Florida. Why Florida when they live in New Hampshire? Well, Mark wants to introduce Mina to one of his friends. The same friend that introduced him to his ex, Jade.
Diana's the one that introduced me to Jade. I think you'll like Diana because she's just a cool person. She's a lot like you.
I'm unique.
Now, Mina is having trouble understanding why meeting Diana is important enough for them to detour and stop off in Florida. That seems like a lot of effort, but as we're about to see, Mark has an ulterior motive here. Now, we'll get to that shortly. So, when they do eventually make it to the store where Diana works, it doesn't exactly take her particularly long to begin making digs at both Mark and Mina.
I told her I'd bring her down to your cool shop and, buy her, see what she likes.
Well, her. Did you get the BMW yet?
Come on. Don't tell her about that.
Diana's laughing at Mark because apparently all those years ago when he was with his ex Jade, he forked out not only to buy his daughter Jordan a brand new BMW, but while he was at it, he also bought one for Jade too. That despite the fact that at the time they'd only been together for a very short period of time.
During the time they were dating, he had went out and bought his daughter a BMW, and he went and got Jade one as well, which I thought was a little bit much.
It's way too much, right? And while Diana is kind of joking, the way she said it does also make it sound like Mina's just the next girl in line to get a BMW from Mark. Now, eventually, Mark leaves the two ladies to get to know each other, some one-on-one bonding time. But, based on what Diana reveals next, he's really gonna wish he hadn't.
When he showed me your photo and he was talking about you, the way he said it was, oh my God, I met this beautiful woman in France and she reminds me of Jade.
Again, the way that Diana's talking here makes Mina feel like she's just a replacement for Mark's ex, Jade. She reveals that just like his family, she also had a lot of reservations about Mina, but not so much because of her, more because she's seen firsthand just how quickly Mark moves in relationships. In fact, she goes on to recount one of the very first conversations she had with Mark about Mina.
He called me to tell me that he had met somebody that reminds him exactly like Jade. I just felt like he was trying to substitute her.
So, was Mark's initial attraction to Mina just down to the fact that she reminded him of the ex that got away? If so, that is going to be a big problem. Diana explains that is why she made that remark earlier about the BMWs. But you do have to question how much of this is Diana trying to undermine Mina's confidence as Jade's friend, and how much of this is because she's actually looking out for Mina.
He wanted someone like Jay, I think, because he was still in love with my friend. Honestly, I don't think he got over it.
Hold on, that's a huge claim, especially considering he's been with Mina for 5 years and has a child with her. Now, normally I'd say that Diana is just stirring the pot here. But after Mina digs a little deeper, after she asks why exactly Jade and Mark broke up, Diana accidentally, kind of on purpose, lets slip some information that reveals Mark has definitely been keeping Mina in the dark about his past.
Mark moved her in, they were living together.
And the New Hampshire house.
No, she was living with him here in Florida somewhere.
He told me never leave and with the Jade.
So why exactly would Mark not be honest about this ex he was with years before meeting Mina? Is this a clue that maybe there was some unfinished business there? Like, Mina is absolutely absolutely certain, right? She swears on the fact that Mark told her he and Jade never lived together.
Apprendre en fait que Marc, ils ont vécu ensemble, ça me met en colère parce que je lui ai demandé plusieurs fois s'ils ont habité ensemble. Il m'a dit pas du tout.
Mina is absolutely shocked at what she's hearing. This isn't the Mark that she knows. Again, it makes no sense for Mark to lie about it. But wait, you guessed it, it gets worse. You see, Diana reveals that while Mark was on a job flying across the country, Jade made a disturbing discovery on his iPad that changed everything.
His phone's connected to the iPad, and he was talking to other girls, and he had pictures with other girls. So he was cheating on her essentially when they were living together.
Sorry, are we talking about the same Mark? The softly spoken, gentlemanly pushover Mark? I really didn't see this coming. It's just not adding up. And neither is the fact that Diana, who's supposed to be his friend, is here spilling the tea, airing his dirty laundry like this. Maybe she's not as much of a friend as Mark thinks she is. Maybe she's still mad on Jade's behalf. Or maybe she's genuinely worried about Mina. Maybe she's trying to stick to girl code and give her an advanced heads up.
I'm so sorry, girl. You're gonna marry him, you know what I mean? You wanna be sure, you wanna know everything. Because I don't think that Mark's being very honest.
Now, for as much as Diana claims she didn't mean to tell Mina anything she didn't already know, that has to be bullshit. I just don't believe it. Don't get me wrong, it's good that she told Mina, but I don't believe for a second if they're as good friends as they claim to be. I don't believe for a second that Diana thought Mark had told his soon-to-be wife he'd cheated on his ex. Like, she knew exactly what she was doing here. And just to make matters even worse, the way that Mark treated Jade during their relationship sounds awfully similar to how he's treated Mina.
So Jade was upset because she's like, I moved in, I moved my son in, you know, he acted like he wanted a family with me. He made my son's room, like he's surprised with, you know, fixing
me.
Yeah, Mark is pulling out the same playbook, isn't he? He's pulling out the same moves with Mina as he did with Jade. But something isn't quite adding up. You see, Diana flip-flops between saying that Mark cheated on Jade, but then in the very same breath that
she is the one that got away from him.
So which is it? Did he care too much for Jade or not enough? Well, keep in mind, so far, everything that's been said all happened before Mark met Mina. That is, until what we learn next.
When you guys were talking in the very beginning, he was still trying to be with her.
Oh.
So it was a little bit messed up.
This is no longer about the past. This is no longer about before he met Mina. Mina is now learning information that directly relates to her. Diana goes on to say that at that time, she personally had conversations with Mark, telling him that he had to choose, he had to make a choice between Jade or Mina. Like, just look at Mina here. She's flabbergasted. She genuinely looks like she's struggling to process the information that's just been dumped on her.
Now I didn't say I'm just, comment dire, remplaçant, and this is not good because it's 5 years.
Mina is now feeling like she may have just wasted the last 5 years of her life on a man who doesn't really even want her. And just to make matters even worse, at least from Mark's perspective, his friend, Diana, then goes on to give Mina Jade's phone number. She tells her to reach out to Jade if she wants to get the full story. What's that famous saying? Who needs enemies when you've got friends like this? Yeah, I think Mark is definitely going to regret that detour to Florida now, isn't he? And when he eventually returns after a spot of shopping to pick Mina up, the ride home is pure hell for Mark. Mina, understandably, is furious.
You never tell me you live together with Jade.
I told you she lived in the house when I was in Florida.
No, I can't remember.
Well, it's because we didn't really talk about her.
Now, remember when I said Mark may have had ulterior motives for this meeting? Here's a thought. Do you think it might be possible that Mark willingly, knowingly used Diana to inform Mina about his past because he didn't have the bottle to do so himself? Like, was this all a ploy? Did he want her to be the bearer of bad news rather than him doing it? I mean, we have been told, we have seen firsthand that he's a people pleaser. He hates to upset people. Like, we've literally seen firsthand how he prefers to let Jordan fight his battles for him about things like a prenup. So perhaps this is just an extension of that. Maybe he brought Mina to meet Diana knowing exactly what would happen. Except if that was indeed his plan, I don't think he was expecting this much information to be shared.
You tell Diana I've had a new girlfriend in Paris. She's same. Jade.
Nah, I don't think I ever said to Diana she's the same as Jade.
Mark stays calm. He reassures Mina that what Diana said wasn't true, she's not a substitute for Jade, and that all of this was in the past. He explains that he wants to marry Mina. He never proposed to Jade. But when Mina snaps back, saying she would have never accepted had she known the truth, Mark's demeanour suddenly changes.
Well, I don't know what else to do. We can talk more about it if you want, but it is what it is. I don't know why Diana said all that, but I'm done talking about it right now. Skip breathing.
Did Mina hit a nerve by suggesting that Jade didn't want Mark? Now, Mark hasn't given Mina a reason not to trust him up until now, but after everything that we've just learned, you can't help but wonder, is there more to this story? Is there more to his past with Jade than we've yet to learn? Well, if there is, it's about to come to light very, very soon. You see, armed with Jade's phone number, Mina shoots her a message. She wants to understand her side of things because right now she's filled with questions. She's not sure who her fiancé really is.
J'ai l'impression d'avoir deux marques avec moi, le marque des États-Unis et le marque de Paris. Donc c'est deux personnes très très différentes.
So the next time we join them, we see Mina getting dressed up. She looks dressed to kill. And when Mark asks what she's doing, she announces she's off to meet his ex. Just look at him. He is not happy. There's hints of Sapa here, isn't there? Fear, panic is coursing through his veins right now. Who knows what Mina is about to learn. Mark throws his hands in the air and tells Mina if she needs to go and speak to Jade, then go ahead, do it. But as he's doing that, I wonder if he realises his entire future with Mina is now on the line here.
You like me now, you like me for la vie. She tell me, Mark, you like me. I go back to Paris. I can stay.
Mina says that she will not be marrying Mark if she finds out she's been lied to even once. She's given up her entire life in Paris. She's left her son behind, only to now find out that the man she's with might not be who she thought he was, and that is terrifying. But whether he really is this lying cheat, the kind of person that Jade made him out to be, is yet to be seen. And for Mina, only one person can clarify that. Jade. Yeah, Jade. The woman who's walking up to meet her right now.
Oh, I think that's oh my God.
So, was Mina just a replacement for Jade? Did Mark really cheat on his ex with multiple women? And was Mark trying to get back with Jade when he first started a relationship with Mina? Those are some pretty big questions with potentially some catastrophic consequences if Mark does indeed turn out to be a man none of us expected.